Hey guys, as you can see, unlike I said I would in my last video, I am not at the comic shop. Still in the Comic Boss's man cave. But there's a good reason this show isn't coming from the shop, and it's way too fucking cold, and I was ready to go. Our shop is at a swap meet flea market type thing, so we really don't have heat in there yet. And as soon as the shop closed, which is when I was going to do the show, I've been in there 6 hours, 7 hours, and was just way too cold to stay in there. So this is why the show is going yet again from the Boss Cave. But that's okay, because I have 5 very cool, very baddie books to review for you today. First off, Batman the Return, written by Grant Morrison, drawn by David Finch. This is David Finch's first full issue at DC, and even though it has a $4.99 cover price, this 2-page splash alone is worth it. I mean, look at that art. That stuff looks freaking amazing. Everybody who's been following Batman knows that Bruce Wayne has in fact returned from his trip through time and is taking over the mantle of the Batman again. But Dick Grayson ain't going anywhere. He's staying Batman, because Batman Incorporated deals with Bruce taking the idea of Batman all over the world. So he's going to be like an international Batman, while Dick and Damian are Gotham's guardians. So that is an awesome concept. I'm totally down with it. I love Nightwing just as much as any Bat fan did, but I'm really excited to see where this is going. So yeah, big A+ for Batman the Return. Okay, next up, Batman and Robin number 17, written by Paul Cornell and drawn by Scott McDaniel. Again, another great freaking piece of art. Why Scott McDaniel isn't bigger in comics, I don't know. I mean, hardcore comic fans, especially hardcore Batman and Daredevil fans, know who Scott McDaniel is. He's had seminal runs on both characters, and although he's very stylized and somewhat cartoony, it's awesome. I love every single issue I've ever seen Scott McDaniel art in. The one beef that I got with this book, it's got a great story. Paul Cornell's, telling something pretty original, great detective story. The one beef I got with it is that you got Scott McDaniel, who did Batman before Jim Lee did I believe all his own covers, and you got Gilliam Marsh doing the cover to this book. I mean, it makes no sense. Scott McDaniel's not some up-and-coming rookie, and you got to put a better, named or more known name artist on to get the book sold or to get people to actually pick it up. He's an established artist, not an insanely well-known one, but established nonetheless. There's no reason he couldn't have done the cover to this book, and I'd have been a lot happier if he did. Next up, Batman 704. Unlike a lot of people, I've enjoyed Tony Daniel's run on Batman, and I think his run has gotten better since he started writing it as well. This book is no exception. It looks great. Daniel's really coming about as an artist and a writer on this book, and he's setting up, he's keeping his story going from the last arc. He's talking about the new Catgirl, Katrina, and it's sort of just picking up where his last few issues left off. So if you've been liking that, you gotta pick this book up, because literally Tony Daniel's art gets better with every issue. You look at when he started in RIP, to Battle to the Cow till now, there is a clear progression of his art style, and to me, it's Jim Lee meets Frank Miller. Like, it's impressive. I think Tony Daniel's doing a hell of a job. So, Batman 704, a must-read. Now, we come to something that I knew was going to be fantastic. That was not a shocker, and that was Batwoman #0. It's written, hold on, let me make sure I get it right. Written by J.H. Williams III and W. Hayden Blackman, and it's penciled by J.H. Williams in one section and Amy Reeder in the second section. J.H. Williams does the Batwoman parts of the book, as you can see there, and Amy Reeder does the Kate Kane parts of the book. And although their art styles are very different, it does flow well, and it looks great even on the same pages together. And anybody who read the Batwoman stories in Detective Comics has got to be psyched about this, because those were awesome. And I'm really happy to see Batwoman back. And in this issue, you see Bruce Wayne, Batman, investigating Kate Kane and Batwoman, because he's got a pretty good hunch that they are the same person. To find out if he concludes that yes, they are, you got to pick this up. Alright, and now for the shocker. This is the one that, although I like the artist, I didn't know how it was going to turn out, because I really didn't know the writer, and I'm not a huge fan of the artist, but Detective Comics 871, with art by Jock and written by Scott Snyder, is going to be a hit. In fact, it already is a hit, because it's going back to second printing, and it deserves to, because as Scott Snyder says, Jock was born to do Batman, and he does it well. It's a very Alex Malley, Michael Lark type style. So if you've been looking at those artists for years on Daredevil and said, man, I wish they would do Batman, this is the book to pick up, because it is sort of like that. I mean, Jock has got his own style, but it's in the tone of those artists. So yeah, I was super psyched about this book. The fact that I liked it and didn't fucking hate it. So yeah, that's 5 Batman books that I picked up. They're all coming out from different weeks, I know, but right now with my financial situation and stuff, I was able to pick up 5 books. Those are the ones I bought, and all 5 were amazing. So now we're going to do the different part of the show, which we're going to start doing every week, and this is our back issue picks of the week. Now, everybody who knows me, and if you saw the last video, you sort of know that the Comic Boss is a Rob Liefeld fan. So it won't come as a shocker that 2 of my back issue picks are by him. 1, Youngblood X-Force. It's written by Eric Stevenson and drawn by Roger Cruz, who does a great job. You know, it's a really kick-ass book on the inside, but I got it pretty much because of that badass cover right there. So, very happy about that. And Badrock 2, which is also Rifter Badrock 2. But got this just because it has a few pages of interior Liefeld art, where he's doing a Badrock versus Savage Dragon, which is awesome, but really, again, I bought this one for the amazing cover. So, and those 2 issues actually came from a website called mycomicshop.com. They got great prices and stuff. I fully suggest that if you can't find it at your local shop, as I couldn't do with these 2, go to mycomicshop.com. They're fair priced, great shipping. You're going to love them. And then my third, which is something that I had when I was a kid and I'd given away to somebody, but I went and pulled it back, and it is Robin #1, the holofoil cover. Just because I love Tom Grammont, I love this run on Robin, and I mean, that takes you back, doesn't it? Ooh, holofoil. Yeah. So that was cool. I got this from a shop that I'm part owner in. That's DJ's Toys. It's down, if you're in the Columbia area, it's at the Barnyard Flea Market on row F. Come and check us out every Saturday and Sunday, because we have one of the greatest back issue collections in Columbia, South Carolina, as well as toys and just a ton of stuff more. So check that out if you get the chance. This is going to be it for this episode of the Comic Boss. Come back next week. I'm probably going to be changing the styles up on the shows from week to week, just because some weeks I won't be able to buy new comics, but we will have a show nonetheless, and I think you'll still like them, what we got planned. So thanks for watching, and we will see you in a week or two.